Samoa's amazing. What I find about all the South Pacific islands, a lot of them are very similar, depending on the size of them. If you think of French Polynesia, so Tahiti is probably the biggest one out of the group of islands. I think Hawaii is separate. That's a sort of its own entity. But Samoa was really similar to Cook Islands in the respect that they both are quite untouched. I don't think there's a lot of big tourist infrastructure yet there, which I really like because it felt like I was going somewhere that not a lot of people have been to. And it's not like, as an Aussie going to Bali. There's Aussies everywhere. That's not what happens in Samoa. We've got quite a big Samoan population in Australia. So it just felt really like sort of being at home, but also not being at home. And it was like a little community, really.
Yeah.
So not really small, but not really big, so sort of in between.
Welcome to the Truly Expat Travel Podcast. I'm your host, Paula, and this is Season 2. On Season 1, I talked to expats about their favourite holiday destination. On Season 2, I'll be doing things very differently. I'll be chatting to expats about where they currently live, why they chose that destination, all those secret hidden gems that only locals know, like favourite restaurants, best neighbourhoods, things that tourists don't. Welcome to the Truly Expat Travel Podcast. My name's Paula, and today I have a really, really interesting guest. So Linda I met last year in Ireland, actually, and she has so much expert advice on so many different countries. So I got her on today to talk about a place I've never been, although I should have because I've got a lot of friends from Samoa. But yeah, let's chat about Samoa and let's talk to Linda and let's find out a little bit about her. So who are you? Where are you from? And what is the Smart Travelista?
Sure. So thanks for having me on, Paula, and it's great to catch up again. So I'm Linda King from Melbourne, Australia. I'm not actually in Melbourne at the moment, travelling around. I'm the founder of the Smart Travelista, and my background is in travel and money management. So the Smart Travelista mission is see more of the world for less. So it's about minimising travel spending, which I think sometimes people struggle with. And so the aim is to help others travel in quality without paying a lot of money.
Yeah. And I think we all need that, right? So let's get started and talk about why Samoa. Let's find out a little bit more about Samoa.
So Samoa's not usually on the usual tourist list. Usually people will travel to either Vanuatu or Noumea. I'm into travelling to places that aren't into over-tourism. And also I'm on a quest to see all the South Pacific islands.
Oh, I didn't know that. And so tell me, how many have you seen so far? Or how many have you got to go?
So I have about 3 left.
Wow.
So I'm going to Palau at the end of the year.
Yeah.
I've got Solomon Islands and Tonga.
Okay. Wow. Okay. So I'm going to have to get you on another time and talk about some of the other Pacific because do you know what? It's embarrassing as an Aussie. I've only been to like 3. Yeah, I know. I think because I know they're going to be there forever, it's kind of why I haven't really. But yeah. So let's get started. So we're going to talk about Samoa. Why are we going to talk about Samoa? Why is it a little bit different? And there's 2 Samoas, right? There is American Samoa and then there's Samoa. Yeah. But we're going to talk about Samoa?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
So, Samoa's amazing. What I find about all the South Pacific islands, a lot of them are very similar, depending on the size of them. So if you think of French Polynesia, so Tahiti is probably the biggest one out of the group of islands. I think Hawaii is separate. That's a sort of its own entity. But Samoa was really similar to Cook Islands in the respect that they both are quite untouched. I don't think there's a lot of big tourist infrastructure yet there, which I really like because it felt like I was going somewhere that not a lot of people have been to.
Yeah.
And it's not like, as an Aussie going to Bali, there's Aussies everywhere. That's not what happens in Samoa.
Yeah.
We've got quite a big Samoan population in Australia, so it just felt really like sort of being at home, but also not being at home.
Mm.
And it was like a little community, really. So not really small, but not really big, so sort of in between.
I mean, how big is the island itself? Are you talking about you can drive around it in a day, in a month, or a week? How big is it?
So if you think about Cook Islands, Rarotonga, you could probably do that there. Samoa is a little bit bigger.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't drive around. I went on tours while I was there.
Yeah.
But you can do a day tour and see the whole of, all the tourist attractions in one day.
Okay, wow. Okay. So your first impression was what when you first arrived?
It was a lot larger than I expected.
Oh.
So I expected it to be more like Cook Islands, sort of the size of Cook Islands. I knew the people were going to be friendly and warm because, as we've both experienced, Samoans are very much like that.
Yeah.
So it really exceeded my expectation.
Okay. And, I mean, Samoa itself, is it hard to get to?
So Samoa, you've got to go via Fiji.
Okay.
And it's about a 2-hour flight from there.
Okay. So, and I'm going to be embarrassing myself here with my my lack of geographical intellect, but Samoa and America Samoa, is it near each other? Next to each other? Part of each other?
They're very close by.
Okay. And one is owned by America, right? And the other one is owned by their own self. Samoa's part of the Commonwealth, though, isn't it?
I believe so, yeah.
Yeah, because I remember seeing them in the Commonwealth Games, and their flag we've got the Union Jack on it, hasn't it? Or am I imagining it? Embarrass myself that I'm so close, yet I have no idea. So your first impression is it's actually a lot bigger than you thought. And so, okay, so let's dive into what are some of the standout experiences that you had, and, what do you recommend?
Yeah, there's so many places to see there. There's a place called I'm going to get these pronunciations wrong, Lolo Manor Beach. It has the most stunning views, and you can stay in a fale, which is a smaller version of an overwater bungalow on the beach. I didn't do that, but I met a lady that was with her son, and they were staying in one of the fales. So she took me in there, which was quite good.
And I imagine the water would be like, what is it, like a jade green or something?
Turquoise, jade green, and very warm.
Oh, that's surprising.
Yeah. So that's probably one of the top places that people go to. There's also a place called Tusoa Ocean Trench. So this is like a watering hole or a swimming hole. And what it is, it's guarded by a cave. And then you've got the beach sea. And so the water comes through via the cave into this, they call it a trench. And people go down on a long ladder and then swim in it.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah. And there's another waterfall called Papapapaitai Falls.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a really magnificent waterfall, and it's quite large. You can't get to it. You usually see it from a distance, from a lookout.
Yeah.
And then there's another one called Togitogiga Waterfalls, which is a smaller one.
Mm-hmm.
And you can actually go in there and swim in it.
Nice.
So the waterfall will come down and then drop on you.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. And probably the other one that I would say is a Pula Cave Pool. So this is a really interesting place. It's a local swimming spot.
Mm-hmm.
And you can do a lot of interactions with the locals. So,
nice.
So they're in there and they come up to you. And one little girl said to me, are you enjoying the Samoan culture? And I said, absolutely.
It's cute. And so is English their first language?
Yes. And obviously the Samoan language as well.
I guess I imagine they have dialects there.
Yeah.
Or maybe not. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah. And is there anything else that you suggest?
I would say they're the main ones.
Okay.
But it depends on whether you're going on a tour or whether you've got a car. So there is other places to go to.
Yeah.
But you'd need a car to get there.
And I know that a lot of people that I know that have been to Samoa, they've been on like cruises, but going there just like, because you flew there, right? So you spent a few days. How long would you suggest to stay?
So I was there for 5 days. So you could definitely see a lot in 5 days. I did.
Mm-hmm.
I did a bit of relaxing by the pool as well. But yeah, probably 5 days, you could pretty much see everything. There's other places. There's a place called the Robert Louis Stevenson House.
Okay.
So apparently he lived there. I had like quite an influential part of the Samoan culture.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't go there, but we drove by it.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, there's so many places there, and it's just such a relaxing place.
Because
the weather is just lovely. Like it was about 26, 27 degrees when I was there.
Is it like that all through the year? Does it get cold there at all?
No, I think it's pretty much like most South Pacific islands. It's quite temperate.
Mm-hmm.
If you think, I don't know, Paula, whether you've ever been to Honolulu, it's pretty much 26, 27 all year round. I think it's similar to that. Obviously, they have their wet seasons. I wasn't there then, but yeah, it was just really beautiful weather, not cold and not too hot, just sort of in between.
What would be the best season to go then? What month do you think would you recommend?
So I went there in June and it was quite lovely.
Okay.
But yeah, I don't know offhand sort of the best seasons, but I went in June and it was just lovely. Like there was not a lot of rain and it was just quite warm.
And you could swim in the ocean.
Yeah, and it was warm.
Yeah, okay. Because it's their winter, I guess. Their version of winter. And so did you swim in the ocean? I guess there's other stuff you can do like snorkel and things like that.
Yeah, I did swim and it was just like a warm bath. I didn't go in the trench, but I asked someone about it and she said it was just like sitting in a warm sauna, not a sauna, but sort of like a warm bath.
Nice. And if it's not too hot outside, it's actually, I like a warmer weather. I'm a chicken. So for me, like the water in Australia is so cold. Asia for me is so much warmer. It's so much nicer. So I tend to go in the water a little bit more. So how did that shape your experience as a visitor? Was it calming and like, what was it like?
Yeah, so I knew that the Samoans, the church was a real important part of their life. And I think that sort of guides them in how they interact with others.
Huh?
So what I've found in some of the smaller South Pacific islands, there's no crime and it's very, very safe.
Ah, nice.
So like on Cook Island, they've got their doors open. They've got the car doors open, and there's not a lot of crime there. I felt the same sort of expectation there, and that was met. So that they're driving along, just leave their doors open, their windows. But I think the church has got a really big, important part of their culture.
Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Hey, before we get back to the episode, I want to tell you about something I'm generally so excited about. I'm leading a women's only group to Taiwan this year and I have just 2 spots left. It's called Taiwan Unbound, Temples, Peaks and Island Wonders, and it's exactly what it sounds like. 10 days, just us women exploring one of Asia's most underrated destinations. And this one's a little personal for me. Taiwan was the first place I ever lived in Asia. It holds a very special place in my heart. And I'll be celebrating a birthday while I'm there, so this trip is going to be something worth making. We're talking 4 nights in Taipei, visiting the iconic Taipei 101, wandering through a historic old gold rush town, and releasing sky lanterns at a traditional lantern village. Then we head down south, a cruise on Sun Moon Lake, the vibrant port city of Kaohsiung, a Love River sunset cruise, and the wild, dramatic East Coast. Daily breakfasts, daily breakfasts and airport transfers are included. It's all mapped out, and so you just have to show up and enjoy the trip. This trip is designed for women over 50 who are done waiting for the right time to travel. The time is right now. Taiwan is extraordinary. The group will be incredible, and I'll be there right with you celebrating. But 2 spots only, and the deposit deadline is the end of July. So if this is your calling, don't sit on it. The link is in the show notes. Go have a look, and if you have any questions, reach out. You know where to find me. Okay, back to the show. Is it like the other Pacific Islands where they tend to sit around and play the guitar and they've all got good voices and they're laid back, or is that just movies? Am I watching too many movies?
I did see a little bit of that.
Yeah.
But they're more getting on with their life.
Okay.
So they're, going to work, going to the bank. Actually, going to the bank was quite an interesting activity.
Yeah.
They have rows upon rows upon rows in the waiting area, and they call out your number. And it's just rows of people. So they do like foreign exchange there. People are getting their other money out, and they just all congregate around, which is quite different to Australia. But it was interesting because I was listening to conversations and watching them, and they're very friendly.
Yeah.
And they were like, who are you and where are you from?
So is it a tipping culture, and should you have a local currency on you, or do they use credit cards? What is it like there?
So if you're in the markets, it's really cash mainly.
Okay.
A lot of the stores will take credit cards. There's no tipping in Samoa. And what I would say is if people are coming, I know your listeners are from everywhere, but as an Australian, you can go to Samoa and actually get a better exchange rate there than you would be able to get it in Australia. So I don't know whether you've noticed in Asia also, Paula, that you can take your Australian dollars and get better exchange rate.
Yeah.
Similar sort of thing in, say, Cook Islands, Samoa, and some of those other islands. So it's very similar to Asia in that respect. If you were to go to America or Europe, it's totally different.
Okay. Yeah, I got stung last week in America. They took $50 off me. But yeah, that's stupid me. I don't know why I did it, but anyway. Moving forward. So where did you stay in Samoa, and what would you recommend on different budgets? Is it a main? I don't know nothing about Samoa. I should know more about it. But yeah, where exactly did you stay and where do you recommend?
Yeah, so I stayed in the Sheraton Samoa Aggie Gray Hotel and Bungalows, which was a bit more of a mid-pricey hotel, but it was very central and it was really good to walk around and visit different things. So if I talk about from the lowest to the more expensive, sort of your lowest price Aussie dollar wise would be about $73, which is pretty cheap.
That's cheap, yeah.
Yeah. And you'd be staying at somewhere like the White House Hotel. So that's per night. If you were going up to the next level, which would be budget, you'd be talking probably Samoan Outrigger Hotel, which is about $147.
Still affordable.
Still affordable, so probably double the really, really cheap. Then if you're going to mid-range, which I consider the Sheraton sort of in, there's also like a Lava Hotel Apia, which is about $260, sort of around what I paid.
Yep.
If you want to splash out and be real expensive, then I hope I pronounce this right, Tor Messina Island Resort, and you're looking at, say, $390 a night.
That's still cheap for luxury. Like coming from the US, that's like what you're paying in Nashville for like a standard hotel room. So it's pretty affordable. Would that be like on the bungalows over the water?
So the bungalows are really cheap, actually.
Are they?
Yeah, so I've been to Bora Bora and they're like 1,000 to 2,500 a night. You're only looking at about 100 and say 150
Wow.
per night if you go to the fales.
Wow.
So you're talking 10 times if you go to Bora Bora.
Is it expensive to get to Samoa?
Not really.
No?
I went with Fijian Airlines out of Melbourne.
Yep.
And it wasn't that expensive. I actually used points to get there, so it was very cheap for me.
Yeah. Yeah.
But the flights are not that expensive, and the cost of living is really good there. Like I was getting almost $2 for $1 Australian dollar, and the cost of living there is quite cheap in comparison to other places, say like Tahiti or Bora Bora.
Yeah, so that's interesting. And you've obviously been to Fiji. How do you compare it in price to Fiji?
I think Fiji is more expensive.
Yeah,
still not like French Polynesia, but I would say it's cheaper than Fiji. I think the thing about Fiji and Samoa, with Samoa, the travel infrastructure is not as established as Fiji.
Okay.
So I think if it's more established, they're getting more tourists and they're going to charge more money.
Yeah, that makes sense. So is it a walkable city? Like,
Yes, absolutely. When you start getting up into the highlands and around other parts of the island, it starts getting quite hilly.
Yeah.
If you're in the central CBD, you're staying close to there, it's very, very flat.
Mm-hmm.
And you've got the water right there, so you can check out the beach while you're having a bit of a walk.
And this is going to be a stupid question, but public transport? There is public transport. Would you catch it?
So what I try and do is walk everywhere.
Yeah, I'm like that.
So there's a local bus that you can catch, but I didn't use it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. And so you travel solo. How did it feel as a solo destination, especially for a woman?
Very safe.
Yeah.
Very, very safe. I would say most of the Pacific Islands are really quite safe. I'd say don't be crazy and go down dark alleys or anything like that, which we wouldn't do in our own place anyway. Yeah. But yeah, so safe.
Is it a solo female destination? I just went to Nashville, and that is definitely not a solo female destination. I think I was the only solo female in the whole area. Is it a solo female destination, or is it more of a family or couples or groups?
So I think it's more of a family and couples, but I don't let that stop me. If I want to go there, I go.
I'm just thinking for people that are listening, whether or not they want to, if they want to go on their own or whether or not they save it for their families. And so how did you get so you did tell me how you got to Samoa, and you told me what it looks like when you got there. So what is the one thing you wish you'd known before you went, and where can listeners follow your content? Let me start that again because that's 2 questions. Give me 1 second. What's one thing you wish you'd known before you went?
They have a really bad mosquito problem there.
Oh, okay.
I think it might have been the time of the year.
Yep.
My legs got bitten. It looked like just red welts everywhere. I had, the insect, the repellent on, but they were really lethal mosquitoes.
Oh, really? Do you get dengue? Do they get dengue there? No.
They do.
Ah, okay.
Touch wood, I didn't catch it.
Yeah.
Not this time, at least.
Yeah. Oh, no. Oh, no. That's for another story. That's for another podcast episode. So that's good to know. So, then in the hotel rooms, especially if you're staying in more budget, I'm wondering whether or not there's aircon or mosquito nets and stuff, because I know that I absolutely attacked in an eco-friendly, tree house in Thailand, where I honestly got absolutely annihilated. My whole back was covered in them. because I took the mosquito net off because it was so hot because there's no aircon because it's an eco-friendly place. So I'm wondering if the budget place might just have the same problem then.
Yeah, I found that I was in a hotel, they called it like bungalows.
Yeah.
And there was like a little gap in the door underneath, and I think they were coming in via there.
Yeah.
And I have this sort of blood, I suppose, that they just absolutely love.
Me too.
And so, it was like every day there was more mosquito bites and more and more and more. And then when I got back to Australia, I was like, thank God I can get into the cool now and recover from these welts that are on both my legs. And your other question.
Yeah.
The listeners can follow me on my blog. So I've got a Smart Travelista blog.
Yeah.
Also the website, www.thesmarttravelista.com.
Yeah.
I'm on social medias. But if they're interested in finding out, especially if they're interested in any South Pacific islands, my blog would be a really good place to start. Samoa, I'm about to publish some Samoa blogs, so they'll be up shortly.
So I'll put all those links in the show notes so that people can contact you because you've written books too, right?
Yeah.
So
yes.
Do you want to let us know?
Yeah, written 14 books, a 2-book series.
Wow.
So the first book series is the Smart Travelista Guides.
Yep.
So I draw on a lot of my travel expertise and experience, having worked in the travel industry. And it's just about saving money. So it's, how to fly for free and use your airline miles and how you go about doing that, how to book online, how to use ChatGPT to do your travel planning and a few other topics like that.
Yeah.
And the other book series is Annex from Abroad.
Yes.
And these are about the stories where things did not go right, like getting bitten alive by lethal mosquitoes and all the rest of it. And my recent book is Hot Mess.
Can you tell us about a hot mess? And when can we find it?
You can find it on Amazon.
Yep.
What can I say about Hot Mess? It is a really hot mess. And I'm in a lot of hot mess situations.
Sound like me. Well, have you got anything else you'd like to let the listeners know before we go?
I was just going to say, if the listeners want to sign up to my weekly newsletter, they can actually get a Smart Travelista guide for free.
Okay.
And if you're a traveller, go and see the world. There are so many countries and so much to see. I don't even think we could see it all in a lifetime. I'm going to try. But there's just so much to experience. And if you don't travel, in my opinion, you're not really experiencing life because it's such a wonderful experience. You meet wonderful people. You get educated. You learn about other cultures. It actually makes you a better global citizen, in my opinion. You're more tolerant and, builds resilience as well, especially when things go wrong.
I totally agree. I'm 100% agree with you there. So, thank you so much for coming on. You know what? If I hadn't traveled all the way to Ireland, I wouldn't have met you. So, definitely.
Crazy. And so glad I did, you and among all the other lovely people that were there. So, it was a great conference.
It was a great conference. And I do have someone coming on to talk all about Donegal. So that's going to be really exciting as well. So thank you again for coming on. And thank you everyone for listening to the Truly Expat Travel podcast. Don't forget you can like and review. Reviewing is really important for those who to get us into the algorithm so that other people can listen to the podcast and I can keep going. But anyway, until next time, thank you again and I'll see you later. Bye. Thank you for joining me on the Truly Expat Travel podcast. If you liked this episode and you found it valuable, then why don't you go ahead and like and subscribe so that you don't miss an episode moving forward. I've got some amazing guests and some fantastic destinations coming up. But if this is the episode and this is the destination that you really want to go to, then I suggest you head over to trulyexpattravel.com, where you'll find travel guides and deep dive into this sort of destination. If that's not what you want and you can't find an episode that is a destination you want to travel to, then head over and follow me on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok, because I'm pretty sure you'll find something there. In the meantime, safe travels, and I'll see you next week. Hey, it's Paula here. I just wanted to take a few seconds to say thank you. Thank you for listening to this show. It really does mean the world. If you enjoyed this episode, I would love it if you could leave us a review. It helps people find us, and honestly, it just keeps this podcast going. And if you're feeling extra generous, well, we have a buy me a coffee option. Every little bit helps me making episodes like this one.